kids, welcome you all to Civics online class. Today we are going to see chapter 4, key elements of a democratic government. In the previous chapter we saw about what is government and the various types of government. In the various types of government we saw about democratic government. In this chapter, in this fourth chapter, we are going to discuss about the key elements of a democratic government. Democracy is a form of government that is elected to power by the people of the country. So the ultimate power which lies in the hands of the people. The key element that influence the workings of a people, democratic government under participation of the people, accountability, conflict resolution and equality and justice for the people. These are the key elements of the democratic government. In the key elements of democratic government, first thing is participation. The participation of people. Participation is the act of taking part in something. The act of taking part in the government act, people can participate by either directly or indirectly. They can participate in government act. In a democracy, the people take part in the formation and dissolution of the government. People have the rights to form the government and also have the right to dissolve the government. Participation of people can take place either directly or indirectly. Election or the most direct method of participation in a representative democracy. Elections, voting is the most direct method of participation in a government. All adult members of a democracy, all adult members above 18 years of various religion, various caste, class or gender, they can elect their leaders through voting. The leader elected by the people act as representative of the people in the government. Once elected, a government can stay in power for a fixed period of time. The person, the elected person, they can stay in power for a fixed period of time. In India, it is 5 years. In USA, it is 4 years. In India, it is 5 years. For every 5 years, there is an election. In these 5 years, the government has to work for the good of the people. The government has to work for the welfare of the people and the nation. If they perform well, the people may choose to re-elect them to power. If the government functions well for that 5 years, for that fixed period, the next time also they can elected by the people. But if they do not, the people can elect another political party to the power. Thus, ultimate power in a democracy lies in the hands of the people. Why? Because the people only vote and elect their leader. So, thus the ultimate power in a democracy lies in the hands of the people. The power of the people prevents leader of a democracy from becoming dictators. So, the power of the people only elect their leaders for a democracy from becoming dictators. People can also participate in indirect ways in the functioning of democratic government. If people want new laws or they dissatisfied with existing ones, they can express their opinion through writing letters to the editors of newspapers and magazines and organizing protest rallies, dharna and signature campaigns and also they can use social media like Facebook and Twitter to express their opinion regarding that government, regarding that democracy, functioning of the democracy. In the key elements of a democratic government, next to participation is accountability. Accountability is nothing but responsibility. Accountability means being responsible or answerable for one's action. In a democracy, the leaders are answerable to the people. Why? Because the leaders are elected by the people. So the people can replace, if the leader is not competent, if the leader is not competent means if the leader was not deserved to that position, the people can replace through the re-election. If they are corrupt, inefficient or dishonest, they can be punished by the judiciary, which is independent of the executive and the legislature and impartial. So if the leader makes corruption, the judiciary gave punishment for the leader for their dishonest, which is independent of the executive and the legislature and impartial. In a democratic countries, citizens, that people can closely examine and monitor the functioning of the government. So people can closely examine, people can know what are the functions of the government, how the government is running. So people monitor the government in the democratic country. In India, the Right to Information Act RTI was passed in 2005, giving every citizen the right to request information from any public authority. If a government passes a new law, in the new law the people was dissatisfied, the people can raise the question to the government. So the government is answerable to the people. Through this Right to Information Act, every citizen has the right to request the information from any public authority. The authority has to reply within 30 days. Within 30 days, we receive the answer from the government. The process to filling an RTI is very simple and also done in online now. Right to Information Act, that is RTI Act, is a powerful tool which was in the hands of public, as it gives them the power to question the decision and the functions of the government. Because of this act, the workings of the government will be very transparent. But all the system can only work properly if the people were aware of their rights, if the people know their roles and responsibilities and the power, what is their responsibility towards the government and power, and exercise them dutifully. Then only these systems will work properly. Next to accountability, in a key element of democratic government is conflict resolution. What is conflict? Conflict is defined as a clash between individuals arising out of a difference in thought process, attitudes, understanding, interest, requirements, and even sometimes perception. Conflict resolution in the democracy is usually initiated by the executive branch of the government and carried forward by an independent and impartial judiciary. For example, the conflict between states over sharing the river waters are resolved. Tamil Nadu has ongoing conflicts with two of its neighboring states, Karnataka and Kerala, over sharing the water. Tamil Nadu is asking water from Karnataka and Kerala. These states, Karnataka and Kerala, are opposed to give water to Tamil Nadu, to share their water. They are opposing to share their water with Tamil Nadu. So this is the ongoing conflict between two states along with Tamil Nadu. The conflicts between two states, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, for sharing Mullai Periyar dam. After several episodes of violent conflicts between the people of the two states, the central government intervened and the case was referred to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court set up a permanent committee to oversee all the issues concerning Mullai Periyar dam. How much should be stored in Mullai Periyaru, and ample water reaches to Tamil Nadu. So the Supreme Court created a permanent committee to see the issues concerning Mullai Periyar dam. It is an important example of how the government stepped in during the times of conflict and resolved the conflicts. In a democracy like India, where such diverse groups of people live together, there are bound to be disagreements. There may be many different points of view on important issues facing the country. So peoples of different states, and they have different opinions, or they have different points of view on important issues facing the country. There will also be competition between the groups for the limited resources of the country. Resources not only for sharing water, resources like minerals, natural resources, and also man-made resources. So there is also competition. There is always a competition between the groups of people for the limited resources in the country. Because of these difference of opinions between the people, among the people, competition for resources can lead to conflicts. In such cases, it is the responsibility of the government to step in and try to resolve the conflicts among the people and provide justice to all, or equal justice to all people, and also resolve the conflicts. So in this chapter 4, we see about what is democracy. Democracy is the only form of government where the people get to elect their leaders. Through participation, people can participate directly in the functioning of government. Participation is the act of taking part in an event or activity. In India, the government is elected for a period of 5 years. For every 5 years, there is an election in India. The group of peoples have difference of opinions, and competition for resources can lead to conflicts. The Mullai Periyar dam conflict is between the two states of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Thank you, children.